a chance to speak and be listened to. Thank you, Councillor Khatebe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Greetings to the Premier of Gauteng. Greetings to the Executive Mayor, the MMC for Finance, Councillor Dada Morero, the ANC caucus, and the residents of Johannesburg. Madam Speaker, I rise on item 1. Today we once again come to this house to try and get councillors to approve this loan. We've been on this hill for far too long now, Madam Speaker. As Councillor Boer was saying that we've been from time and again coming here.
Councillor Khatebe, can you take your seat? Councillor Mogape?
Thank you.
Councillor Mogape?
Thank you, Speaker. I can see that you are recognizing the leadership from the ANC. Can you please recognize the GPS, the Secretary of the EFF in Gauteng? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mogape. I was not aware. The Secretary of the EFF, you're welcome in our midst. I was not told that those people are here. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. And if there's any other dignitaries, from other political parties, you are welcome in our midst. Thank you very much. Councillor Khatebe?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Councillors, at the back, I can't see your name from here. You are very far. Councillor this side. I didn't recognize you, Councillor. I recognized the one right at the back. Councillor?
Thank you very much, Speaker. We have even our secretary from the province here. You must also acknowledge her. Thank you very much.
We recognize the secretary from Action SA from the province. Welcome. They don't have secretaries. I will also recognize the Secretary General of the AIC in our midst, Councillor Mhlongo. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. Councillor Safumba, who's here from the DA.
We are very organized, Speaker, to actually make noise about it after the fact. The reason I'm rising is that can we make it a habit in this council to actually follow the rules? When you have guests that are coming through to this council, you send a list to the Speaker so that the Speaker is afforded an opportunity when she does her welcoming to welcome your guests.
Councillor Khatebe, can you carry on with your speech?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Councillors, please. Councillor Khatebe, please.
Thank you, Madam
Continue.
Speaker. Clearly, Premier, you continue to be an inspiration to others. Your recognition has brought more and more people to be recognized. Back on the business, Madam Speaker. It is unfortunate that this particular loan has been weaponized and used as a weapon to continuously score cheap political score points, where we've seen political parties using this particular loan to try and bargain certain things instead of thinking about the residents of Johannesburg. We are glad that today we are all on the same page, we are all agreeing, we are seeing the value and the importance of us having this loan. Madam Speaker, I think one of the most important things that we need to start looking into now, it is the funding model of the city. Because we find ourselves in this particular problem because of how the funding model of the city is. We know for a fact, I know the DA and other parties will continuously say we are not being transparent, we don't have the information, we don't know what's happening. We know for a fact, if we went through the budget speech of last year, that in this current financial year, in the next coming financial year, and the outer financial year, we will be going through a process of raising capital through loans. It is the model that we've adopted, mainly because from time and again, we are not able to collect enough money. So we rely mostly on loans. And next year we'll be once again here talking about a loan of about 2 billion to about 2.6 billion, based on what we've agreed as a funding model since last year. So we must start exploring other ways of funding our capital expenditure. One of them, it is through pension funds. There is an obligation that pension funds have that they need to start funding capital projects. So we need to look into that, Madam Speaker. And in that way, then we will be able to get a city that is progressive and that is working. It is time now that we start working as the city. We get back to work. Our SMMEs, most of them have been collapsing because they've not been getting payments because we've not been getting this money. So let's get the city working again. Based on the theme of last year's budget, let us make the impossible possible, Madam Speaker. Let's build a Johannesburg that is strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Khatebe. MMC of Finance, MMC Morero.
Thank you, the Speaker of Council, and greetings to you. Greetings to the Executive Mayor of Council, Councillor Kwamanda, and greetings to the Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Zungu. Greetings to the Premier of Gauteng, Premier Banyaza Lisufi, and greetings to all leaders of political parties who are in the public gallery. Greetings to the residents of Johannesburg, and of course, greetings to the leaders of different political parties in council. Madam Speaker, today the councillors of Johannesburg, in their large numbers, have collectively resolved to put the residents of Johannesburg's interests before their own party political interests and positions. The councillors today have acknowledged that in 2023 a budget was passed, and that budget defined the sources of income that will support the 2024-2025 budget. And in so doing, we are now ending the leg that we started in June 2023. They are now committing as councillors to ensure that we move with speed in stabilizing the finances of the city of Johannesburg, to ensure that this city remains financially sustainable and this city remains resilient. We are also taking into account the concerns raised by our residents and political parties to reconsider the availability costs as it relates to the electricity and prepaid meters. And we are once again committing in this council that we will continue to undergo the process of review within the prescripts of the law, and that the final decisions to be taken shall therefore be effected at the adjustment budget in January 2025. We are, as councillors, we are, as the city and executive today, going to embark on an aggressive revenue collection process in an attempt to increase our collection rate, move from 86% to the 90% target, which will then ensure that this city is able to fund its CapEx projects and be able to support its OpEx expenditure. We are therefore making a call to the residents of Johannesburg to also play their part in ensuring that they pay for the services that are consumed on a daily basis. We also want to call upon the administration of the City of Johannesburg through the city managers and his direct reports that they should continue to monitor the performance of meter reading or meter reading contractors and those that are responsible for cut-offs to ensure that they perform their duties without any fear or favor and ensure that an environment is protected from corruption and bribery. We once again call on those contractors that they must respect the instructions as given by the City of Johannesburg and ensure where we have called for cut-offs, they do implement. We also have noted that the residents in the last few weeks have experienced inaccurate bills, wherein what is in the bill and what is in the deeds office do not correlate. So we will ensure that that information is corrected by undertaking a process of data management and directly visiting customers to
30
correct
seconds, MMC.
their bills. As I conclude, Madam Speaker, I am grateful today that councillors have committed themselves to what they had actually committed in 2023. And let me also send a message that our responsibility of growing this city lies with all of us, because all of us have an interest in the success of this city, regardless of party colors that we belong to. The last comment from EPC, it is indeed a challenge for this government of this country that perhaps it is time we build a state bank which will provide even favorable interests, not only to
2
municipalities, but even to citizens of this country. In so saying, Madam Speaker, I therefore table this report for the approval by Council. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, MMC. Councillors, the recommendations are on page 1.5 to page 1.6. Is the item agreed to?
Agreed. The yes have it.
I want to agree with whoever said that the yeses have it, but we have to do it the right way. Colleagues, it's a loan. Can I have the noes? Can I have the noes? There's only 5. Thank you, noes. Can I have the yeses?
Speaker, today we want
Colleagues,
lunch.
your
The entire
hands,
house is
colleagues,
voting.
your hands.
For the first time, me and Rambani agrees.
Don't play with the mics, please. I'm going to switch off the mics. Don't, please. You are being counted. Remain on your seat. Councillors, you can drop your hands. Do we have any councillors that abstain? Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, councillors. Can we listen to the results? On my right-hand side. Okay, those who abstained is 0. Those that voted no is 5. And those that voted yes is 246. The item, can I finish? Can I finish? The item has been carried.
Councillors, we now on announcements and closure by the Speaker.
Thank you so much, councillors. Please be reminded that the ordinary council meeting scheduled to be convened next Tuesday and Wednesday on the 30th and 31st of July, and you'll receive the agenda, therefore, in due course. Thank you very much for your attendance, your contributions. The meeting is adjourned. I thank you. And thank you to all the guests.